Right, what we're going to do today?
We're going to discuss one of the premier parks and resorts within the UK.
Oh, Jesus wept. No.
I...
No.
Oh good, you're all of the same opinion of me. Let's begin. Run the shitty intro thing that you normally do. I don't even know the song. I've only seen like one of these.
Hello, plebeians. Welcome back to the One Click Prop. Yeah.
Welcome back.
Once I've got back from the hospital from having a stroke, we will discuss Fantasy Island, which is...
Well, it's not an island.
Well, it's not... Well, no, you
It
say
is.
that.
It is an
It's
island.
an island in a sea of caravans.
There we are.
True.
It is. We'll
was-
start off with that then, shall we? First impressions of Fantasy Island.
God awful.
God above. So I think looking at footage from when you drove in, Jay, because we all went, me and Tyler went together, and then Jay went on a separate occasion.
Yeah, we've all been to this park, but we've never been at the same time.
Yeah. We all came in from the same direction, which is from Skegness, heading north up to Ingolmells, where Fantasy Island actually is. Just caravans. Everywhere. Caravans with a, 170-foot Vekoma poking out ahead. It is a, frankly, scarring skyline and surrounding area.
It's funny because on the journey there, it was like an hour and a bit drive, and we were counting the amount of caravans we passed on the road, and it got to triple digits.
It's a pretty intense, for want of a better word, quantity of caravans. It's fucking ridiculous.
I was looking on Google Maps the other day because I realised that there was quite a few around Bree, and I was like, that's a lot of caravans. And then I think you said, look at Fantasy Island
Yeah.
to remind yourself of how shit that is. I did, and I had to scroll for a good minute before I ran out of caravans to count.
It is a frankly unholy and probably unsafe quantity of caravans.
I don't know what kind of people think going on holiday there is a good idea. It's just not fun.
Yeah, well,
Probably the same sort of people that like shitting on Spanish beaches.
yeah, that would do it, wouldn't it? It's a bit cheaper to shit on a Skegness beach.
Yeah. And you blend in better.
The lack of teeth. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the external impression from the park, really, isn't it? It's that simple. It's caravans and Odyssey.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and-
speaking of,
Oh, carry on.
oh no, you sounded like you had something left.
Yeah, it's quite important, to be fair. If you ever approach from the same direction we did, make sure you stop off at Rand Farm and get a cheeky credit.
Oh yeah, they've got one of those suspended zip wire coaster things,
Yes,
haven't they?
they do. So I think if we ever end up back there, which I
We
can't
won't.
see us doing for a long time.
I think I need to get something quite impressive
It
before I
would
want
set
to
you
go back
back
up.
£15 though,
15 quid. Fuck.
because you have to pay for a full entry.
There are two reasons I would ever go back to Fantasy Island. One of them, it's the same as Bobbejaanland. Land. One of them is if they got something cool and new. The other one is if I wanted to see someone else suffer. Auntie, I'm looking at you. They're the only times I'd ever want to go back.
I would quite like to go there for Halloween just to see what the fuck it's like.
They do a Halloween event?
Yes,
Yes, they do.
Oh, God.
Fear Island or something silly like that. It looks...
They have scare mazes.
Yeah, they do have scare mazes, which I'm morbidly curious about. I'm not sure if I want to put myself through it, but there you go.
I don't know if I do.
I mean...
I
no,
saw
that's-
them
I
set
don't.
up.
Oh, God. Were they crap?
I'll let you find out yourselves.
Thank you. Right, inside the park then. Pyramid first? We'll get the only positive of the park out the way.
What about the market?
No, we'll move on to the market later. I need to build myself up to that. Jesus, what? Pyramid's alright.
Cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's actually quite well themed.
It's not terribly finished off. Like the mountain with the water slide in the middle is quite nice.
It's just
But then
a jumped up FEC.
Yeah, it is.
more than anything. Like, you've got all the
Yeah.
arcades, you've got the restaurants, you've got the
It is an absolute
bizarrely
it's
carpeted bit.
It's a sea of penny pushers again, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just arcade as far as the eye can see, which is fine. It's quite loud and obnoxious.
That
annoying.
pyramid is like the interior of any pier ever,
Pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
because that's
Bit
just
dark,
what the
bit
resort
dingy.
is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Um,
fine. Has one of the best mini golfs I've ever played, though.
It
Oh
was a
yes,
very fun
mini golf is good.
That was very fun. I enjoyed that a lot.
I guess, what
Um,
time of year did you two go?
June.
It was June, July. Yeah.
So you didn't get to experience the joy of the Halloween projection show.
No, but we saw the summer projection show.
Did we?
Ah,
Oh, it's so bad I forgot it.
Yeah, we then walked off because we thought that was shit.
yeah.
Um,
Same here, but Halloween themed.
Yeah.
so
Yes, but skeletons.
yeah, because
Literally, that was it.
It's fine. The water slide's good fun. I enjoyed that.
The water slide is a right meme.
the dark rides are weird.
The dark rides are fucked.
Oh,
Toucan Tours was horrifying.
Don't
I mean-
forget the magical seaquarium.
Yeah, if you need context for this, go and watch Official Joel whatever's vlog that he did with Cal recently when they went up, and you'll know what we mean. They could be horror attractions with just a tweak in the audio.
Yeah.
They're weird things, very weird things.
So
Shall we start with the smallest coaster and work up?
Yeah, we didn't get to ride Jellikins because the ops on that were mumbling, groany little bastards.
they
Um,
have no sense of humour.
They were not happy with us, were they?
I mean, to be fair, if you worked at Fantasy Island, I don't
Yeah.
think you would have a sense of humour.
Yeah, that would have the same impact on me.
Yeah, that was probably the most irritating moment of the park, actually, because that's the only WGH cred that I don't have, and it's because they put fucking roofs on the cars.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's barely the fact that we didn't get it, it's more the complete lack of, comedic response, as it were, from the people who worked there. So, oh no, you can't go on this, you won't fit.
I mean, in
So
all
of course
fairness,
you comedically reply, "Oh, what if I bend over?" because it's funny, and they go, "No, you won't fit." I'm like, come on,
I mean, to be fair, Tom, you would fit.
probably.
I
Yeah.
struggle to believe me or Tyler would
It
fit.
wouldn't be comfortable, but yeah.
I would still ride it.
I'd have to ride on top of a roof like a fucking
Yourself
one of those
it.
little tykes buggy things.
Forget cowboy style. This is cowboy train robbery.
Oh dear, yeah. So we didn't get to go on that. Next biggest is Rhombus Rockets,
Which is
I
really
believe.
good.
It's surprisingly fun.
I did enjoy Rhombus Rockets. I think it's one of my favourite power coasters.
It's the best powered coaster in the country.
Easily.
Good.
Just fun.
Yeah, it's
quick.
It's speedy. It actually has a good speed all the way around. And that the hop that goes down into, I think, where the camera is, that caught me by surprise.
There's a little something there.
But that was actually quite fun.
Yeah.
There isn't much else to say about it. It's a powered coaster. But yeah,
Brilliant scenery.
caravans.
Yes.
The ex-car park that it's been placed on, yeah. What's the next? Ice Mountain, probably the next biggest, was there when Tyler and I went.
It was
at least.
not there for me.
No, and it's there again now, as of August in the year of our Lord 2020.
Dear God.
Best ride there.
It's the best coaster there.
It's,
Yeah, I haven't ridden it there. I've ridden it elsewhere, but yeah, it's probably the best. Second best coaster there.
It's just a fun reversion spinner.
It was a fantastic ride. It was sort of the light in the darkness when we went, because we were already familiar with it. We already knew what it was like, and we could kind of fall back on it as like
It was a home comfort in a shithole of a park.
Yeah, it was.
It was
at
like
least we
bringing
know
your
that's good.
comfort blanket to a day at school.
Yeah.
Fucking terrifying.
I will have to give an honourable mention to the Huss Magic that they had there.
Sure thing.
It,
Didn't
it ran quite a good cycle.
We
Well,
I suppose that it's kind of Mellors do travelling rides, which generally run fairly well.
Like, it wasn't circus level, but it was like 6 minutes long and had
Yeah,
some decent speed.
fair enough.
Fair. I don't think we did many of the flats. We did the Dodgems because they.
We did do the Dodgems. We did, yeah. We targeted people on the. We did the Dodgems. They're alright.
They
pretty
drift.
quick.
They drift those Dodgems.
They did
That was
drift
fun.
very well, didn't they?
I love a Dodgem that you can break loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good fun. I
What
think
other rides did we
we
actually
did
do?
the shot tower,
Oh yeah, that was
which was
Volcano, the Blast Tower.
fine.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Fine.
can't.
Not as good as Cliffhanger. Not as bad as Ice Blast.
Yeah, I don't really remember it. I just
It's very
it was pissing it down with rain when we did that though. I remember that
It was
much.
quite wet, wasn't it?
All
Yeah.
I really remember is how diabolical the seats are.
They're weird, aren't
Yeah.
they? They're not actual S&S. They're a strange thing.
I think they are S&S, but it wasn't
Well,
like
yeah, not
prototype S&S. Or
not standard
something.
S&S. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we did. I don't think we did many other flats.
Fun fact about Volcano is those seats used to tilt.
Did they?
What?
Yeah, they used to have a tilting mechanism in them. That didn't last very long,
Clearly.
but it did used to have a tilt on them.
Interesting.
I mean, they've got replaced since. The actual seats they have now don't have the mechanism in it.
No.
But apparently they used to tilt.
Would that a shot tower with tilt? Would that be like the only one? I can't think of any other shot towers that tilt.
There might be a couple more floating about.
That
or
sounds
were
really
anyway.
weird.
I don't think they survived. But
I don't know how pleasant
Yeah,
that would be as a ride experience.
it doesn't like spin all the way
I'm
around.
assuming it doesn't tilt and then
Like-
launch.
Right, flying position and off you go. That would be bad.
Yeah.
Really quite bad.
We didn't do many other flats though, did we? Because Tom's scared of them.
I did pretty much all the flats that were there, and they're just generic
They're not.
flat rides.
It's just
Exactly what you'd
impressive.
expect. It's a fairground,
Yeah.
It is a
basically,
fairground.
It's
and not a very good one at that.
It's just the setup for Mellor's rides when they're not travelling, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where they
Yeah,
go, so
basically.
they can keep money, and they're not in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Shall we rumble on to the old market before we talk about the big two?
Yes, I think so. Don't bother with the market. It's shit. It is.
It's quite bad.
There is so much tat there.
Knockoff tat, specifically.
Yes.
You do get the joy of going from a stall selling stuffed teddy bears to a stall selling swords. And they're
Oh,
right
don't forget
next to
about
each other.
the Nazi paraphernalia shop
Oh,
as
yes.
well.
Yeah,
That's the
there's-
thing.
It's. I can't put it into words like how bad the market experience was. I got lost in the market.
It's
I-
not pleasant,
Tom
is it?
Tom went off to have a poo, and I went on a little wander to try and get off rides of Millennium, and I could not find my way back. I was just lost in the market. It wasn't fun. It was harrowing.
Mm.
I'm honestly,
It was,
I'm scarred.
It was a foul experience.
It's too busy. Like the market streets are too cramped as well. So like even if you wanted to go there to buy something, which I don't know why you would, like
No.
go to Tesco's. Like you can get anything at that market from Tesco, like inflatable dinghies and shit like
And
that.
a better quality, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just Amazon, for fuck's sake.
literally anywhere will
It's
get
cheaper.
you better stuff than that market. So why you would
Yeah.
want to, I don't. Why would you
It's
spend
ju-
any money there? I don't know.
It's a
But
shithole.
navigating it was difficult because no one has any sense of personal space up that way.
No.
So you just get people stopping. Like you get mums pushing all 5 of their pushchairs at once, just stopping in the middle of the road. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible.
Oh dear, yeah.
See, I live in a place very similar to this, and I can only give my condolences.
Yeah, we don't because we're civilized.
I have to live through that every day.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sucks to be
You
you.
see, where we come from, we live in houses. Do you know what that is?
No.
You can't transport them. They are stuck in one place.
You can't
Well, that
pick
seems a
them
bit
up.
inefficient, doesn't it? What's the point in a house if you can't move it?
Yeah. Less risk of it getting stolen.
We have more than one room. We have a bathroom.
What's a room?
we have different rooms for varying activities. Yeah. We don't
Indeed.
have a hole in the ground to shit in.
Anyway,
we've gone a little bit off topic.
That's a little bit of an aside, isn't it? Shall we?
Can I quickly add
I
a brief
suppose.
section on the food options at Fantasy Island?
No.
This is what you do. You go to a supermarket before you go to the park, you fill your bag up with as much shit as possible, and you eat that.
Yes, that's the ticket.
yeah, that
I
sounds
made
about
the
right.
unfortunate mistake of purchasing a sausage and chips from Fantasy Island. And it was like eating a rock. So yes, please bring your own food,
Yeah,
for the love of God.
I don't think we got any food there, did we?
I can't remember what we did. No, I think we went to a Tesco, didn't we, the day before?
Yes, we had a meal deal, so we did the
Yes.
sensible option.
Yeah.
We did it properly.
Yeah.
I went to the chippy opposite the station for Millennium, and it was
Oh
an
dear,
experience.
that sounds like it was probably really quite bad.
Yeah.
It was worth it, just for
That-
the novelty.
That does bring us neatly onto Millennium, though.
Yes,
It does.
It is the single most boring thrill, as it were, coaster I have ever
It's not
ridden.
a thrill coaster.
It's designed to be one. It's the thing.
Rhombus Rockets is more thrilling.
Yeah, to be fair.
Millennium does it right. Looking at the layout, it's got a loop, it's got a sort of sidewindery Ilmony thing, and another loop, an airtime hill, a helix. Right, no, shut up. Right. What I said was just looking at the layout. It has the two loops. It has
Jesus.
the sidewindery thing. It has what looks like an airtime hill. It has a few helixes. So in theory, it would be quite good. However, you string them all together with a few straight sections in between, it achieves absolutely nothing. There is
It does fuck all.
no force. That you sit there just kind of looking around as you meander through the loop.
You just exist on it, and
Yeah.
You just sit in a seat that gently vibrates.
It doesn't even gently vibrate.
it's
smooth.
glass smooth.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the same as what was it?
you
Dreamcatcher
know what?
at Bobby Antland, where if it were a bit rough, you might actually feel
Yeah,
like
I
it's
was
doing
about to
something.
say. I feel like if this was rough, it would actually make it better.
Yeah, this is just pissing about over the top of a market, not achieving anything.
I am convinced that you could literally drink a coffee on that ride and not spill anything.
You could drink a coffee and sit in that seat without a restraint and have absolutely no issues.
Yeah.
Forget coffee. You could have a whole meal on a plate on a table in front of you.
You just stick it.
Like
Oh, that's
that
what we
should
need to
be
do next time.
that should be the upcharge. It should be like airplane seats.
It's
airplane
actually
meals.
a restaurant.
Yeah,
They should just take the front row seats out of each car and put a table there.
the real roller coaster restaurant.
Yeah.
That would be something I'd pay for.
Absolutely.
I am half tempted to try and take a drink on it next time.
Just to watch
They wouldn't
the
give
water
a
levels
fuck.
stay. They wouldn't care.
They wouldn't care at all. No.
Go to the chip shop across the road that you were saying, Matt J. Take it on the ride. Job done.
Yeah. Have a sausage and chips as you go through have a rock and chips as you go through the
Yeah, so Millennium is just boring as sin.
Yeah,
Right.
it's dull. It doesn't achieve anything. It's a waste of space, waste of steel. Well, Fantasy
It's
Island itself is a waste of space,
Yeah.
but Millennium's a
God
waste of
awful.
steel.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
wastes of steel, then,
Yes. So up to this point in the podcrap, we've largely agreed on everything.
pretty much.
This, however, is where Jay starts to be incorrect.
No, this is the point where every single person listening to this, so hi Jamie, realises that Tom and Tyler are complete pussies.
No, just you're wrong.
What you actually
Right,
realise is that Jay has spent so long in Wales that he has no idea what he's talking about.
It's just zero mental capacity.
Yeah.
We are, of course, talking about the abomination unto the Lord that is Odyssey at Fantasy Island, the big yellow steel suffering machine.
It's the second best SLC in the UK.
Oh, Jay, you fucking idiot.
It's the worst SLC in the UK.
It is the worst SLC in the UK.
Infusion is rougher.
It's not.
It is not.
It is.
It's really not.
It is not. So let's. I think I speak for you, Tyler, when I say this is not only an incredibly rough ride, but it also has terrible trains and an exceedingly boring layout to boot.
Yes, the layout I disagree with because
The layout is not boring.
the layout
The layout
itself is quite cool.
entirely loops. It's just loops.
Right.
And corkscrew.
I am not
It's-
going to say that it is better than the standard SLC layout because it's not. But the drop is more fun.
I'll give it
you
that.
The
Yeah,
drop,
the drop is quite
if
good.
only because sitting on the top of 170 foot's worth of SLC is potentially the scariest thing I've done in my life.
Exactly. The tension and fear you have
it
going
is-
up that lift
it
is
is so-
unparalleled.
As the motor
Wholly
strains
unnatural.
itself.
Slowly dying as it drags the train to the top of the lift.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's-
will you at least agree with one thing?
Probably not. No.
If they replaced restraints,
No.
listen with the same lap bar vest things that they have on the Australian one,
No.
it would be
Because the
good.
layout's still boring.
It's not boring.
I don't find the layout interesting. Was it is loop, cobra, disgusting overbank.
That overbank
thing,
is shit.
The overbank is
Sidewinder,
hilarious.
straight track, corkscrew, brake run. It's such a boring layout. There's no variation in it whatsoever. It's just...
I like it because it's so jank. Like the corkscrew is like someone saw a B&M wingover,
Yeah.
warped
can
it
do
with a
that.
super wide angle FOV, and then tried to copy it off the screen.
In Planet Coaster.
In
In
Planet...
Planet
No,
Coaster.
not even in... You remember Disney Coaster?
It is the ultimate Disney Coaster X.
That.
But in all honesty, it was nowhere near as bad as everyone was telling me.
No, it's bad. It's bad.
I think I don't know about you, Tom, but I had a mixed bag of rides. Like, I had one ride where I thought, that's actually okay. It's better than Infusion.
I think the first one we did wasn't too bad.
It just got worse.
And then it warmed up and got progressively worse during the day.
Let's say for the benefit of the doubt that I somehow got 3 really good rides on it in a row.
It'd still be the worst SLC for me.
Like, I've had worse rides on Infusion and Condor by a long way.
The worst UK SLC. Condor's worse.
I put it
Quite
above
a lot worse.
Infusion.
No,
Since we tested that back row theory,
I quite like Infusion.
quite
Have
like
you have you
Infusion
not
now.
done Odyssey in the back row?
Oh, we
We
did.
did, yeah. It was horrible.
It was still shit. I
There's-
think that was one of the worst rides we had.
Yes,
on it,
there-
actually,
there
was the
is
back row one.
Always a natural exception to any rule, and Odyssey is the exception to the back row theory.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I found the back row pretty good.
I just wasn't at all enamoured with Odyssey.
And honestly, I think Odyssey's restraints are better than the normal over-the-shoulder restraints.
It's here and there. The restraints, I mean, train-wise anyway, the restraints, I think, you're right, are better. But the seats are fucking dismal. They were so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It's just a right angle of plastic.
yeah.
What I will say to anyone who hasn't ridden it and is maybe thinking about riding it
Is don't.
Don't.
is to not listen. It will not be as bad as you think. And I've noticed this with
It will
every
be.
single coaster in the world that is notorious for being rough. It is never as bad as people say.
They're never as bad as they're made out.
Which leads me on to my new theory that I've developed. Every single person in the world is a pussy.
That's an ambitious theory, I must admit.
It's hard to disagree with, to be honest.
It is. I don't know if pussy's necessarily the word I would have used. Prick, potentially, but...
I don't know if I would. I think you're just a sadist.
Put it this way. If I had the option right now,
Yes.
walk on, no queues, Swarm or Odyssey, I would
Swarm.
choose Odyssey.
What? Why?
Because Swarm is boring,
So's Odyssey.
Odyssey's an endurance challenge.
and it's more exciting than Swarm.
It's not. I'd rather do Swarm because at least I can catch up on some sleep on it. I can't,
Anyway,
I can't do that on
There's
Odyssey.
no scientific way I will ever be able to change your opinion.
Maybe-
so
No,
I'm just
there
going to
is
leave
not.
it
Maybe
at
it's
that.
just evidence of the fact that people say to feel like you're really living, you must almost be dying.
I guess what it is, they just don't breed the English like they do here.
You Welsh lot are just so fucking inbred that your nerves don't work properly, so you can't feel the pain that Odyssey dishes out. Shit, I'm Welsh! Fuck!
So what we've also established is that the Welsh are fucking morons.
You're not fully Welsh.
No, I'm not fully Welsh,
Thank
and I'm
fuck.
happy about that.
I mean, technically, I'm only half. But yes, Odyssey is not as bad as people say it is, and
Odyssey is about as bad as people say it is.
give it a chance. I'm saying you should give it a chance.
Oh, definitely give it a chance.
Yeah.
Just know it's going to be shit.
Yeah, it's not good, but it's not Condor. I'll give it that.
There we go. And it's better than Infusion.
It's not
No!
better than Infusion.
Yes, it is.
Infusion is. I was blown away by how smooth Infusion was when we tested the back row theory, and
As was I.
the only jank bit was the entry to the double rolls, whereas Odyssey, the jank bits are
Honestly, the only significantly janked
the
part of
Cobra
Odyssey
roll,
for me was
the
the
overbank, the
The Cobra roll was
sidewinder, and
fine.
the corkscrew.
The Cobra roll isn't rough.
It depends where you sit. If you're in the front,
I rode front, middle, and back.
so did we. If you're in the front, the entry is painful. If you're in the back, the exit is painful. If you're in the middle, it's boring.
It's not rough in the middle, though.
Yeah, when I say Odyssey is rough, I don't mean you're sort of jackhammering as you go around. I mean it. You think you're fine, and then you get sideswiped by the train. Like
Oh, yeah.
that's what I mean when I say Odyssey is rough.
So basically, it isn't actually rough, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying it's as you said earlier, it's an endurance test, and it's an endurance test that I don't want to do because fuck that. If it was smooth,
Agreed.
if it was smooth, and it didn't have the ridiculous fucked shaping, then maybe I'd enjoy it a bit more because visually it's stunning.
What is the coaster? What is the coaster directly below Odyssey on your list?
Big Dipper at Blackpool.
I have that above Odyssey.
I think I have Big Dipper above Odyssey as well.
Big Dipper is boring. Like there is nothing fun about that.
It is shit.
Like
Yeah,
at least
I have Big Dipper at 120, and I think Odyssey, 152.
Maybe I just like pain.
Oh.
I think that might be the case. When you get down this low, we're in the region of sort of 80 to 100 out of 200 coasters. So it's 103. So it's slap bang in the middle. Like I won't refuse to ride it. I would just rather ride something else, you know? Honestly, I think Odyssey is my last major coaster
Condor?
until you get down to like the very bottom where you get to Condor Hero and Coaster Express.
Yeah, I'm the same. I have Gwazi below it. Both of them.
Oh, Indiana Jones at Disneyland. I suppose that's a fairly big coaster, which is
So,
20
yeah.
20 places below it. But yeah, I think just looking at my rankings again, it is just in the middle of everything. I would rather ride a lot of other rides, but I would take it over a lot of other rides, you know?
There is someone in this country, probably, that has Odyssey in their top 10.
Poor soul.
If you are out there and listening to this podcast, please comment with your thoughts on this discussion.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to leave this one.
We didn't do a bog review.
Did I use a bog? Tom, you.
I don't
you
think
used
I
one.
used
I had a shite at Fantasy Island.
Oh dear, what was it like?
Hang on. We've got to let the intro music play.
Well, I am out of this discussion because I avoided them like the plague.
I don't
really
think I
can't
used a bog.
remember. I think I might have blocked them out, in all honesty. They might have been that bad that I've just forgotten them.
I mean, can't we just consider the entire park to be a bog?
Pretty normal for Skegness residents to shit on the floor.
In which case, it's the most expansive and feature-complete bog we've reviewed.
Fantasyland bogs.
Oh, yeah.
I think the Phantasialand bog is better than the entirety of this park.
I would rather just visit the Klugheim Bogs for a day
Same.
than Fantasy Island.
Imagine what the fly bogs are going to be like.
Oh my
Oh, they could be
God.
quite good.
And
They
you
could be
will
really
get it
quite
here first, an exclusive review.
right
of
here.
the fly toilets.
Yes, that is coming up. Maybe inside the next decade, depending on when Fly opens, is an exclusive review of the Ruchberg toilets.
How about coming this December? A review.
No, that seems very ambitious.
You wish.
Hey, we're all allowed to dream.
Yeah. Well, if it does open, we will certainly review those bogs.
We
Yes.
will thoroughly and in depth.
Wonderful.
Right.
Quick summary of Fantasy Island then.
Shit.
Bit wank.
It's like a half demolished sandcastle on the beach with a disposed nappy on top of it.
That's a sad image.
It's an oddly specific image.
I feel like that sums up the park and area quite well.
It's just a bit depressing.
I imagine you probably find one on the beach nearby as well.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
they find more than one. You will find a litany of soiled nappies on that beach.
Yeah, we're not
It's
enormously
basically-
enamored by it, are we?
It's basically
No.
Dismaland before Dismaland was a thing.
It's Dismaland with actual rides, yeah.
Lovely.
And
Right,
on
there we
that
go.
massive disappointment,
It's time to end. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
See you next year.